Today, companies across different verticals have access to vast amounts of data. Yet, this vast array of data is as complex as it is valuable. It's derived from various sources, represented in different formats, and travel at varying speeds. Any delays in acting on this data can result in perishable insights, seriously impacting decision making, often at great cost to the organization. To help companies overcome the data ingestion challenge, DataTorrent has built application templates for some of the most commonly used data sources and data sinks. These application templates allow developers to ingest data from broad spectrum of data sources including Kafka, HDFS, S3 and write it to popular data sinks such as HDFS, Kafka and Cassandra. Easy to use, fault tolerant, these pre-built application templates enable enterprises to build and enhance applications faster to accelerate time to market and build applications without the need for specialized coding skills and lower the cost of operational support. In this video, we will look at how to customize database dump to HDFS app template. So starting point is we go to app hub tab and we navigate to database dump to HDFS app template. So we already looked at how to import this app template, how to configure it and how to launch it in the basic video. This page shows the link for the source code for this app template. It's hosted on GitHub in the repository datatorrent/app templates. So if we go to this repository on GitHub, you can see that this is licensed under Apache 2.0 license. So you are free to fork this repository, clone this repository, make the necessary changes and redistribute it and do whatever you want. For cloning this repository, you can refer to this link. This repository lists source code for all the app templates hosted on DataTorrent App Hub. For now, we are interested in database to HDFS app template. So we will refer to this source code in this video. For simplicity, I have already cloned this repository locally. If you are looking for steps to clone the repository, you can refer to the walkthrough document of this app template. So this repository is cloned in this particular directory location. Let me navigate to database to HDFS. So we can see some source files over here. Let's import this project, Maven project, in the IDE. I will be using Eclipse. So I already have this project imported over here. Let's navigate to the source code. So before that, let us look at what we are trying to do in this app template. So we have data in database. So for this particular example, we are considering Postgres database, but you can use the same app template to try with MySQL database as well if you have drivers for MySQL on your machine. But if you want to use it for Oracle database, you might need to do some code changes which are not available in this app template as of now. So I have this table, test event table, in the test database, testdb, on this Postgres installation. So if we look at the schema of this table, it has three columns: account number, name and amount. Account number and amount is integer and name is varchar or string. So let's have a walkthrough for the application pipeline which we will be using. So we will use JDBC input operator to pull data from Postgres. Then we have something called as formatter, which will convert Java objects emitted by JDBC input operator into strings. And then we have string file output operator, which will write those strings into a file on HDFS. So this file application.java under com data torrent apps is the backbone of this app template. It implements streaming application API, which is defined by Apache Apex, in which we have to give implementation for populate DAG method. So for populate DAG, we get an object of type DAG and an object of type configuration. In this DAG object, we need to add operators which are required for building our pipeline, and we need to connect those operators using streams. So for this particular app template, we have started with JDBC input operator, and it needs some JDBC stores, so we have defined the store over here. Next operator is formatter. So it could be a CSV formatter or delimited formatter. So for example, in this case we have specified type character as field separator, and then we have file output operator, and then we are connecting JDBC input to formatter, and the output port of formatter is connected to input port of file output. The next two lines are to define the partitioning scheme. So here we are saying that the input port of formatter should have parallel partitions, meaning for each physical partition of the upstream operator, we should have one physical partition of the downstream operator. So for example, if this particular operator has 4 partitions, we will get 4 partitions for the formatter as well. And same for file output. Then we have commented code block. This code block gives instructions about how to customize this application. Let's revisit this after some time. Next file is pojoevent.java. So this is actually a plain old Java object, or Pojo as we call it. It has 3 fields mapping to 3 columns in our database. So we had account number, name and amount. So we have respective fields in this Java object. So essentially our JDBC input operator will emit objects of this data type. Next important file is properties.xml. So this file defines mandatory properties for this app template which are dependent on the end user environment. So we have properties such as database driver. In this case we are using Postgres driver. Then the database URL which points to your Postgres installation, and then we have database name in your Postgres installation, and then we have username and password for connecting to your Postgres installation, and then we have table name from where to read the data, and then this where condition is optional. If you don't specify anything over here, it will fetch all the records from this table. If you want, you can give some custom condition which will fetch rows which satisfies that criteria. Next we have is file path, which is the directory on HDFS on which we want to write the output tuples. Finally we have output file name, the name of the file which is used for writing output tuples. Now this file name will get appended by the operator ID corresponding to the partition of the file output operator. So for example, if we have output.txt as the file name, your actual file name on HDFS could look like output.txt underscore 6.0, 6.0 being the operator ID for that operator. Next we have application tests. So here we have something called as local mode, which is used for running the unit test or application test in the local environment. It can also be used for debugging purpose. So we are trying to run this application in this local mode, and then we are waiting for output tuples to arrive, and once we get some output tuples, we compare it with the original tuples to assert if the application is running fine or not. Next important files are configuration files. So as we already discussed in the basic video, we have some pre-saved configuration. The first configuration is cluster memory configuration. This configuration is suitable for medium to large size clusters. So in this we have properties which are having predefined values. You are free to change these values, but we have kept them as default for the ease of use. So for example, we can define partition count for JDBC Polar input operator. By default the value is 4. Then there is a property called batch size, which is how many records will get processed in single query. Next is the key for the input table, and then you can define custom column expressions. So here we are using column names as it is, but you are free to use any expressions if needed. Then this property is very important, which is tuple class. So on the operators which operate on the Java objects, we have a property called tuple class, which is actually a property of the port which handles those tuples. So for JDBC input operator, we are saying that the output port of this operator emits tuples of type POJO event. Similarly, we are saying that for formatter, input port handles tuples of type POJO event. Then we have fields like polling interval, which is in milliseconds. Next is schema property for the formatter. It is a JSON string, and the fields in the JSON are mainly the field separator, which is pipe in our case, and then we have array of fields, which is the individual fields in the Java objects with their respective types. And at the end we have two properties for the transform operator. We will revisit these properties later. The next configuration file is sandbox memory configuration. This is very similar to cluster memory configuration. The properties are almost same, but the values are mainly tuned for single node Hadoop installations or data torrent RTS sandbox edition. So we looked at the main files in the source code. Let us run the application test. So this is just to make sure that the application is running fine in the local environment. So you will need Postgres installation locally to run this application test. So in the POM configuration, we have disabled the application test by default for the Maven build, but for the sanity check you can always invoke this test from the IDE. Now let's make some changes into our pipeline. So right now we have a JDBC input operator connected to formatter and then file output. So we will introduce one more operator called transform in between. So here is the code snippet for adding this transform operator. So let me add it above formatter. So transform operator is basically used for transforming some of the fields in the incoming object. So for example, here we have this expression map. In this expression map we have said that the field name should be transformed, and the expression used for the transformation is convert the name field to the uppercase, and we have set this expression map onto this transform operator. And then now we have added this transform operator in between. We need to break the stream connecting JDBC polar to formatter and introduce two new streams. One is connecting JDBC polar to transform and other is connecting transform to formatter. So I will comment out this line and add these two lines. So now we are expecting that the output on the HDFS should have the name field converted to uppercase. Now this addition of this transform operator in the pipeline is just for the illustration purpose. Actually you can add any operator of your choice which have the compatible input ports with respect to upstream operators, or you can define your own operators to do the custom transformations or custom processing. Just for illustration I have used this transform operator. Let's try to run this application. So I will use application test. So running this might take some time. In the meantime, let's look at what is this add field impose. So add field impose defines the mapping from the column names in the database to the field names in the Java object. So we have account number, name and amount mapping to respective fields in the Java object, and then the third argument is the data type. So as we can see, the application test have passed, which means our changes are fine. Now we can compile this application and try it on the gateway. So let's use maven command mvn clean install for compiling. This will actually compile all the Java sources and create the application package under target directory. Application package file will have an extension called .apa. Now we can upload this .apa package onto UI console. So let's go to developed app on the UI console. We already have one instance database dump to HDFS app. So let's delete this instance which we have imported from AppHub. Now we can upload the package which is customized for us, and we click on the upload button. The actual upload might take some time. Once the upload is complete, you will get the notification which says that database to HDFS .apa has been uploaded. If we go to developed app, we will see this in the listing. Let's try to launch this application. So I will click on launch button. The steps for launching the applications are same as earlier. So I'm using cluster memory configuration, and then for specifying the custom properties, I have selected this checkbox and clicked on add default properties button. Now for the property values, I have some reference values with me which are suitable for my environment. So I will be using Postgres server which is sitting on node 35 of my cluster, and my file path on HDFS is user app user output, and output file name is output underscore database to hdfs.txt. Let's click on launch button. We can see that the application is now in the running stage. The containers have been allocated. And we can see the transform operator which got added to this directed acyclic graph. This is what because of the code changes we did in the application.java. And we can see that the tuples are getting processed. So that's all. So just to recap, we looked at the code walkthrough of this app template. Then we looked at how to customize this application. So we introduced one transform operator in this pipeline, and then how to compile it and upload it on UI console and then again launch. But just to reiterate, you can try your own logic. So you can add some other operators of your choice from the Mallar library, or you can define your own operators for custom processing logic. So for example, someone might say that instead of transform, I might want to use filter operator for that matter. So yeah, that's about it. So please visit App Hub page from your RTS installation and import application of your choice and try it out today. Goodbye.